Hi everybody, I am Amy Dawes from Beauty Launchpad, and we are broadcasting live on our Facebook page. And I am here with Gabbi, or Be Gabulous, and I am also here with Brett, caffeinated colorist.
Hi guys.
And they are going to be showcasing a pinwheel color technique. So why don't you get started?
Yeah, so this is a really fun look if you have that person that is always constantly changing their mind, changing their look, wanting to keep it super fresh. No matter what way they wear it, it's going to be a completely different look. But it's so simple to do for us as stylists. So what we're going to do is we're going to section her into 6 sections, starting with an access point, okay? Every section is falling from here, okay? Just little tiny curve-like sections. Keeping the sections as clean as possible because that is going to make your life so much easier. So much easier. And a clip me right there. Perfect.
Now, can you tell them, the audience, what it is that you're going to be using today?
So today we are so lucky to be using Celeb Luxuries Color Conditioner line. This is a true hybrid product, guys. It is 3 things all bundled into one convenient package. So it is color, it is conditioning the hair, and most importantly, with that Bond Fix technology, we're going in and we're actually repairing the hair as the color sits. Yes, you heard me right. We're coloring and repairing all at the same time.
Which, don't forget, that is the first in the industry to offer all 3 of those things.
Absolutely the first, you guys. Innovative technology.
Now you have one that's already finished. Let me bring that over.
Yeah.
So this is the finished look that she's going to be replicating today. And as she was saying, you can flip it any way and it'll look great.
What are we? Yeah, perfect. All right. So for a technique like this, you guys, we're going to leave the last section out. I'll show you, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect.
Perfect.
So as everyone can see, we started from that one point and we did those nice clean curved sections all the way down, okay? Now, the best little cheat code that we want to share with you is that we're just going to go in right now and I'm going to put the color on the section. This makes it so easy to just fly through this. So on top here, we're going to use the purple.
What's the
Now,
name of
just
that
to
color?
mention, this can actually be done on wet or dry hair, depending on the time that you have in the salon. And sometimes, as stylists, we're in a rush. Timing is everything. So sometimes at the sink, you can actually apply this as well for 20 minutes process.
Yeah,
Would that give you a lighter result, like a more pastel
Yes.
look?
Yes. So you're going to get a more vibrant result on dry hair. So this would process for 20, but when you're doing it at the sink, what I like to do, some of my clients who, they're not really sure if they want to do fantasy colors, they may want to try something. When I'm at the sink and I'm washing them, I'm like, you know what, let's try something. Let me just take a couple little pieces, throw some color on for 5 minutes, and let's just see if you like it. And it's a good introduction to them.
Without the commitment.
Exactly.
Right? What I love is rose gold is everything right now, you guys.
Is.
Everything. Everyone wants the rose gold. We have the perfect rose gold color conditioner that we can do exactly what Gabbi just said. At the sink, put that on. Not only is she getting that amazing rose gold shade, but we're mending her hair. That Bond Fix is going in and fixing the hair.
And rose gold tends to be one of those tough colors to actually get. Sometimes it's a little bit too pink, sometimes a little too orange.
Yes.
So with color conditioner, you have the rose gold already pre-mixed for you.
Done. Okay, so guys, you can see now I've gone in and I've placed my color exactly in every section that I'm going to use. So this is honestly foolproof now, right? We can just whip through this, catch up with our client, do whatever.
And if you see this, it looks cool. Like, clients like things that look cool. So if you're telling them, like, oh, I'm creating a star at the top of your head, they're like, oh, wow, star? Like, that sounds really cool. That's different. Clients like that. Clients like things that are more out of the box.
Absolutely. And guaranteed she's going home that night and being like, oh my God, Gabbi did a star on my hair and then she colored it and now I look like this. Right?
Yes,
Something that you
absolutely.
can't do at home.
And she probably gained 5 clients just from that one.
And exactly, they cannot do that at home. They're not going to be in the sink trying to create a star to try to replicate what we just did.
Okay. Yes. Okay, let's just get right after it. So when I work with the color ditioners, when I'm using them as color, I really like to go section by section. I find that works the best because after that 20-minute point, it does start to get like a little like it's ready to be rinsed. So we don't want to do the full head. And what I like about this, I don't have to use foil or anything. I'm just going in. It's staying exactly where I put it.
And the consistency is absolutely amazing. So
yes.
After we're done, you guys can be able to try. And not only is the consistency is amazing, the smell is amazing. And what do clients love when they're at the sink? Smell. They constantly always say, oh my gosh, what are you using? What is that smell? So
I wish we had smell vision. So everyone at home could really just like see what we're talking about. But yeah, what Gabbi said is so true. With this color, I'm not working to get that saturation. The color's just actually working with me.
So for those of you just joining us online.
And a little bit goes a long way. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
A little bit goes a long way. As you can see, Brett's barely saturating her brush, and look how much color she is getting on this hair.
We are doing a live demonstration with Celeb Luxury, and they are demonstrating a pinwheel technique using their conditioner. So can you guys talk a little bit about what's going on behind us right now?
Okay, so right now we have Gem Lights, and you asked for it. Gem Lights is actually going to be launching the Color Conditioner line, which is so exciting because now it's also going to have the Bond Fix in it. Now the Gem Lights collection is more of your natural colored clients, so more of like your browns, your reds, copper. They have an amazing flawless diamond, which is anti-yellow, and it is absolutely incredible whenever you're doing highlights to just rinse with that for 2 to 5 minutes at the sink and eliminate all that yellow tone. Even before toning, before doing anything. Sometimes you don't even have to tone because it leaves such a beautiful, flawless diamond look to it.
Yes, it goes more than a purple shampoo, like your typical purple shampoo that's just kind of like sitting on the surface. This is actually using the ColorPosit technology and going in and correcting those colors. You will get whiter and whiter and whiter hair from it.
And the nice thing is that you don't have to add anything extra to this. No. You've already got the Bond Flex in there.
And you can tweak it because the Gem Lights actually has a sunstone, which is a beautiful blonde, which is more like a little bit natural. So if they're looking for something like that and not so platinum, they have that option too. And the best part is you can send your client home with it. So after, they got this beautiful color, now you can send them home with that bottle so they can keep and maintain that color at home.
Absolutely. So we also have the custom mix bottles, you guys. So not only can we send them home with color to maintain, we can actually custom mix them. A shampoo. Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, what? Oh, yeah. Oh, here, we'll just spin.
So we're going to move this around so we can see what Brett's got going on over here.
Yeah. So for me, when I'm doing the pinwheel, I kind of talk to my client and see what color they want to be most prominent. Okay? I am such a fan of purple, it's not even funny. So I'm doing this top section in purple, so that's her main color. That's probably the color she's gonna live with day to day unless she's wearing it up, half up, half, yeah.
And me and Brett decided on a happy medium because obviously I love pink and she loves purple, so pink is going to be the other side of her hair.
Now, is there a difference between using the shampoo versus the conditioner?
Okay, yes. So the color conditioner can be used on wet or dry hair, 2 to 5 minutes. The shampoos can only be used on wet hair.
That's
correct.
Good to know.
The really cool thing with the color washes, though, I will say, it is a layering color wash, okay? So if you have that client that wants to be ruby red, which is so gorgeous, you take her to the sink, you wash that. As soon as that lather goes to white, it's done. It's not letting it sit on their hair for 20 minutes. It's 2 minutes, done. If you need a little bit more depth, all we do then is do another quick wash. So within 2 quick washes, let's say 5 minutes, your client can be walking out with red hair.
And red is probably my favorite one with the washes because it works so fast. They have, a faded red, and you just go into the sink right there and you wash a quick 2-minute wash, and boom, their color is right back to that beautiful red that you started with.
The other day I had a client come in, we did a full color correction on her. We took her from probably a level 4. We took her to this beautiful blonde. We're almost at the end of the appointment and she says, okay, I've been looking at your hair. I like the purple. Could we do something like that with pink? I'm like, okay, I just spent how much time making you blonde, but absolutely. I took her to the sink, and in 2 minutes, we did the hot pink on her ends, and she walked out with the color of Gabbi's hair on the ends of her blonde. It was genius. So within that 2 seconds, I was able to give the client exactly what she wanted, even though she changed her mind last minute.
And now I actually have the magenta color conditioner in my hair, and we're in the salon, I hardly have time to do my hair, and I just wash with that once a week. So not only is it keeping my color vibrant, but at the same time, it's keeping it healthy. So I'm getting the best of both worlds.
And that's the thing with those bright colors, we've always been taught, rinse in cold water, rinse in cold water. We don't need to do that anymore, you guys.
No more ice cold showers.
Warm showers for everyone.
You want me to start on this side?
Now, you don't only have this line for the vibrant colors, you also have the gem lights for more natural looking colors. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Gem Lights is great. We have everything in the color wash from Flawless Diamond, which is our anti-yellow whitening color wash. And then all the way down at the other spectrum, we have Tahitian Pearl, which is our brass buster for our brunettes. So that's something that I feel is really untapped right now in the market. There is a serious need for that. We all have that client really wants that depth of a brunette without any of those warm tones. Tahitian Pearl goes right on in there and fixes that. My personal favorite use for the Gem Lights line, I use it to fill. So those clients that come in, they're platinum, it's fall, they're ready to go back to brunette. We know as stylists that we can't just put a level 4 on a platinum without replacing all of those underlying pigments. So now I take her to the shampoo bowl and I start at one end and I slowly add that depth, that warmth, until she's where she needs to be to put on a level 4 safely without having to worry about that. There's nothing worse than toning or filling, and getting all that washed out and realizing it didn't really do the trick.
And the good part with the Gem Lights, when she's doing that, she can build that color slowly.
Yes.
So you don't just jump and then you're like, oh no, how do I get that color back out? You can build it with with those Gem Lights colors.
Exactly. Or if we have at the sink, there's something that we just need to kick it up a little bit. If we tone maybe a little too ashy, we can just put citrine on with that just like slight gold in it, and bam, we're perfect.
So tell me, what would you send this client home with in order to maintain the color at home?
So this kind of a look right now, I would definitely be sending her home. I love the moisture wash. The moisture wash is going to be amazing for a client that we've obviously pre-lightened to get all these really, really vivid tones. And I would be sending her home with Bond Fix. The Bond Fix comes in just a clear concentrated form so that she can continually repair her hair. In one-time use, guys, we can have 3 times stronger hair, but the more she uses it, the healthier her hair gets. Bond Fix is negatively charged or positively charged, so all it does is it seeks out the negative charged areas that are damaged and fills them. There's no keratin, we can't over-keratinize, it's not protein, we don't have to worry about that. She's just gonna continually get stronger and stronger hair.
And in the salon, you can actually use the Bond Fix as a treatment. You can offer it to stylists as a treatment. Not only can you send it home with them, but maybe they just want to come in and get weekly treatments. You can use that Bond Fix at the sink and leave it anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes on their hair. And just with one wash, their hair is going to be transformed and be 3 times stronger.
Even virgin hair, that hair that's like down to the butt, that hair's seen a lot. That hair has seen straighteners. That hair has seen environment. That has damage. Damage is damage, and we can fix it all. Oh, look at, and just like, look how vivid this is. Right out of the bottle, this is going to be exactly what it looks like when we rinse it out. Ooh, that's another good point. When we go to rinse this after leaving it on for 20 minutes, I kid you not, guys, there is next to nothing in the bottom of the sink. We're doing something very intricate with a lot of different colors. We have warm colors sitting right beside cool colors. I don't have to worry about those bleeding onto each other, making things murky. I don't have to be like, Gabby, can you hold this section while I rinse this section? Now we're just going in and it's done.
Now, can you say exactly what the names are of all the colors that you're using?
Yeah, for sure. So in our first one, we've used the color conditioner in purple. Gabby is using magenta right now. After magenta, we're going to move into the most beautiful coral color. That's that. After coral, we go into turquoise, which I feel is like so hot right now. Everyone's going turquoise. It's summer. Everyone wants to be a mermaid. And then lastly, we're going to go with the blue.
And lilac.
Oh, and lilac. Oh, yeah. Right beside the purple. Our pigments are so beautiful that we're not having to worry about fading. Even the blue, guys. The blue will fade into a pastel blue and then fade into nothing. Because we've all seen that blue hair that fades, that doesn't exactly look too good. This fades so beautifully.
Can you get the model, the finished look up and show the audience that might just be joining us online?
Okay. So we can see here, I parted her a little bit so she has, in this one we used the rose gold as well. So I parted her over a little bit so that that purple is really the cascading look. This is what she looks like from the back. So very realistically, if she wanted to straighten this, the purple would pretty much cover everything, okay? Then say she wants to change, all she does, we take her over, we part on the other side, and it's a completely different look. Then it shows the lilac, okay? She wears it in a ponytail. How cool does this look? She wears it half up. You're getting rid of all of this. And you're left with these beautiful colors at the bottom. And this is exactly what that is, guys. We put that color conditioner on, dry hair, we left it for 20 minutes, and this is the pigmentation you're getting out of it.
Amazing.
I love it. She's so fun.
I'm gonna go into orange.
With the new Gem Lights color conditioners coming out, it's gonna make life so simple, you guys. So simple. I'm so excited for this. We can do flash toners at the sink now. 2 minutes and we can be like, call it done. Time is money in the salon.
And just to recap the positioning, I'm just gonna show one more time as we're going. When each line is not a straight line, the lines in the back, I'm gonna pick this up for just a second. Sorry, hold on. The lines in the back are not going completely straight down. They're actually going at a curve, which will give more movement in those colors. Because when you're going, paneling, you're just gonna get more blocked colors. So when you go almost like a C shape, you're gonna get more movement in those colors.
And that's so easy to do. You take your tail comb and you literally just scoop the hair. Just scoop it. And I'm really a big fan of, like Gabby said, creating movement where there is none, right? So if we can do a softer look, I just feel like it's a little bit more marketable.
And who doesn't love dimension? I mean, who just wants one color nowadays? People want all kinds of colors.
Yes.
Now, can you also again talk about the difference between using it on dry hair versus wet hair?
Absolutely. So depending on the strength of intensity that you want, you can use this on damp hair. When the water is going to slightly dilute the product. On dry hair, you're gonna get the full effect. And then if you're using it on wet hair, it's more of a toner. You're gonna get that sheer opaqueness. It's still gonna be beautiful, just diluted down. So like Gabby said, she loves to use it for those clients that want a little hint of something. They're like ready to dab their toe into the color world, but they're not ready to fully commit. the options are endless.
The options are endless because let's say you have a client who's come to you and she already has a color in her hair that you did not do. Instead of bleaching it out and starting over, you can use this color to brighten her back up.
Yes.
And now you've just switched her from a different line to the color conditioner line, and she can take it home with her as well. So not only did you just save her color, now she's taking something home with her, and now she's going to be back because, you know, she's happy with you.
Exactly.
You know? Because clients don't, you know, the thing with fantasy colors, it's always, oh, how fast is it going to fade? How long is it going to last? That's the number one question. And, you know, we always used to say, oh, it depends how often you wash your hair. It depends on so many different factors. Now, all those factors, scratching them. Now we have all the answers.
Now, say somebody didn't want to be pre-lightened and they are naturally dark. Would this effect also work on them?
Naturally dark?
The brunette.
Yeah. So, guys, we always say, like, to get the color on the bottle, you'll need to be that level 10. But that doesn't, guys, we're artists. That doesn't mean that you have to forget all of your color theory, everything like that. I know if she's a light brunette, I know that I could use the purple on her, and it's not gonna go this purple, but she's gonna have that tinge, right? It's going to change the tone to a purple tone. We just have to keep in mind all of the color rules, keep in mind the color wheel. The other day I had a client that wanted green. We lightened her, it didn't go as light as we thought, so she was very brassy. What I did, I put the blue, because the blue and the underlying pigment of the yellow created a beautiful green.
And
So-
remember, just to recap, it's not just for fantasy clients. The gem lights can be your natural color clients. So if someone comes with maybe like a copper and they're like, oh, I want to get my copper back to being a little bit more vibrant, your gem lights line is going to have that.
Yes.
And would
And
you
I
be able to
feel-
do color correction with this sort of thing?
Color correction?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So it's really easy, as we mentioned, to go in and you're at the bowl, things aren't really, you know as a stylist what colors you need to add. And now instead of going and mixing something with a developer, we have something that's a clean product that we can just whip on there really quick and literally fix any problem you have. I have a lifeguard client that unfortunately went swimming in the chlorine without the proper products in her hair, and it turned green. What did we do? We took the light pink color wash and washed it because I knew in the color wheel that those two colors would cancel each other out. And it turned out beautiful. It took me 5 minutes. We did a blowout. She was out in an hour, and now she is going to be so loyal to me because I fixed that blunder up for her.
And speaking of color correcting, I've actually had a client who we were trying to rid red, and that red would not budge. And I actually took the color conditioner in green, and I put that green on there, and it canceled it out. And,
Right?
And you know, sometimes you're a little nervous because you're putting straight green on there, but it worked. And you know what? Because I'm there and I'm watching it, and I'm watching it turn, I have control over that color. Because sometimes you put a color on and process 20 minutes, and then you come back and you're like, oh my gosh, it's too late. With this, I can watch it and I can wash, and then I can decide if I need to put more, you know, and I can build that color.
And not only that, generally in color corrections, we are stressing that hair to the max. So this is going to go in, like I said, we're not using any developer. We're not opening up the cuticle anymore, and then it's gonna fix the hair as we use it. So I can confidently have a client, a fantasy client that comes in, I can lighten her 1 or 2 times, have this sit on her hair for 20 minutes, and feel so confident that she is leaving with better hair integrity than when she walked in the door before I lightened her.
Now, let's say that a client comes in and she wants to experiment a little bit, but she's not really sure she wants the commitment. How would you address that?
So since I have pink hair, some of my clients are not fantasy color clients. And I will literally at the sink, I just had this happen to me this week, actually, before I left for the show. And one of my clients was like, I think I want purple. And I'm like, let's do it. I'm like, I'm going to do something 2 to 5 minutes at the sink in the lilac. See if you like it. It's going to come out in a couple washes because I'm not leaving it on for the full processing time. And if you like it, the next time you come back, we'll leave it on for 20 minutes, and then you can work with that. And I'm telling you, it's so it's such an introduction to fantasy colors, and then the possibilities are endless.
Yes.
Then they're like, I love it. Now I don't just want purple, now I want pink, and now I want this. And before you know it, you just turn that client who had no fantasy colors into a fantasy color client. Yeah.
Or I like to be a little sneaky. We do like.
We have a question.
Oh, hi. Yeah. Yeah.
So you're nearly done right now with the application.
So we are almost done over here, and then I'm going to show everything as I'm turning this around just so you guys can take a look. It's looking amazing. As you can see, it looks really, really cool.
So we just had a great question. She has a client that has naturally gray hair, right? The client wants to be purple. So we always do recommend that we are pre-lightening the hair. We know that like grays are the most resistant, correct? Yes. So I would recommend lightening her up a little bit to get the full impact of the purple. Yes. But you could always just try the color wash and see if her hair will take a little bit of that on. Oh, pink. Yeah. This looks so cool.
And you know what is really cool with this technique too? Is you can make more colors. So even though we're only using 6 colors, if I start to use, if I use red and blue, what am I gonna make? I'm gonna make purple. If I start using colors together, now we just added more colors. So not only are they getting 6 colors, maybe they're getting 8 to 10 colors depending on how they're looking at it.
That's such a good point. I have never been afraid to mix more than one color to create a custom color. We have our line. We can mix and make any beautiful color. The most beautiful color I've ever seen is the purple mixed with the blue, guys. It is amazing. It glows. Or magenta mixed with coral is another beautiful color.
One of my personal favorites is the rose gold with the coral, because then you can alter how much of that coral you want to see or how much pink you want to see.
And we have a question from the audience. She wants to know about how you would color correct somebody who has been swimming and their hair has turned green from the pool water.
Oh, yeah. So we would just I would go in, I'd use the color wheel, find kind of where she's at in that green scale, and then whatever is across that color wheel, whatever color that is what I color correct, because those two colors are going to cancel each other out. So the other week, she was like a greeny, tingy. I used a light pink, and that was able to neutralize those green tones for me. Yeah, I used the color wash for that. And then all of our colors, they are chlorine safe. I can't hear her. Oh. You can go on in and check out the booth. Yeah, go ahead, please, by all means.
And if you'd like to try it on the side so you can see the consistency of it, we have 2 mannequins set up as well.
Yeah. Also, we did a look that was a very clean section look, just because it looks really, really cool. But I've done full rainbows, and I am never afraid to have those colors touch each other or to bleed into each other. That color is going to stay exactly where you want it to stay. And it doesn't, sometimes when we touch direct dyes, they create a darker band. I've never had that. These colors just melt so beautifully into each other. It's seamless.
So can you just give a recap to anybody who might be just joining us live on Facebook about what you're doing?
First of all, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Gabbi and I are doing kind of like an old school technique that I feel is making a comeback. It's a classic pinwheel technique. Can I pick this up?
Yeah.
So all we did is we sectioned the hair into 6 different sections, and we chose a different color for each section. We went in with really clean lines, and our finished look, this is the finished look, you guys. It's beautiful. So we can see our purple is our main color. That's our focus. Generally speaking, I ask the client what color she's most comfortable with. That's going to be our main here. But you can see, if she wears her hair in a ponytail, this is what you're going to see. It's gorgeous. If she parts her hair on the other side, it's a completely different look. You have the lilac poke through.
So even after you've rinsed it, the color is the same. It's still true to what you see here. It
Yes.
doesn't rinse, doesn't fade.
No,
Yes, as
even
long as
after-
you're on, as long as their hair is about a level 9, you're going to
Yes.
see exactly what you're seeing here right now.
So this is exactly the colors that you would see. Besides, we did a little rose gold in this girl, but you can see it is very, very true to what you're getting.
And so is the fade. You know how sometimes you have a red and it fades off to an orange and your client's like, oh, this color, you know, it faded to this, or my blue fades to green and I hate that. This is gonna fade exactly the color that it is. And I always
So
like to use
true
the
to
word
tone.
true to tone, but it's not really a real word, but it fades true to tone. It just tends to get lighter. And you still,
pastelifies.
exactly. And then sometimes that pastel color, they love it. And they're like, you know what, I'm gonna rock this color. I'm going to embrace the fade is what I always like to tell my
Yes.
clients.
I had a 6-week fade out of the blue, this dark, dark blue. I did. 6 weeks later, she walked into the salon with pastel blue roots and told me, someone just complimented me on my hair on my way into the salon.
It happens all the time. And you know what? What I like to do with some of those clients when they come in and they have faded color, I'll use that to my advantage. I'll be
Yes.
like, can I just style you today? I'm gonna style your hair and I'm gonna take a couple pictures of this amazing fade, and now I just got content. They're super happy with their color and we both win.
Right? And they got content. Who doesn't want pictures of themselves?
Exactly.
But I think what she was saying is so true. I'm sure everyone's had that redhead sit in their chair and say, I can't do the upkeep anymore. I'm over it. I get in the shower. Every time I get out of the shower, my hair looks completely different. Now they can maintain, their hair can stay that beautiful, vibrant red.
So
How cool does this look?
now, for some of you who have been with us the whole time, obviously the both of us have been working, but you could do this so fast.
So
And look
fast.
at this.
Look
Looks
how
like,
much dimension you're getting from this look.
and this looks like 5 hours of work, right?
Yeah. No.
This totally looks like it took forever.
Right?
But I mean, this is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, no, great job. And I noticed that when you were applying one of them, the color just bled over a little bit, and you just scraped it off.
Scraped it right
Yeah,
off.
so it didn't. There was no problem.
No problem
If ever
at all.
that happens, you can just buff it out. You can literally just buff it out.
So it doesn't bleed. You don't have to worry about any of that,
No.
which is fantastic.
Or sometimes you can embrace it. Like I have this turquoise back here that's close to the blue, but that's gonna make a beautiful
Yes.
color anyway. So as long as I just take my finger and kind of blend that
Blend
out,
it.
that's gonna be a beautiful transition because the colors are so similar. And even over here, with the darker purple to the lilac, that's gonna be a gorgeous
Yes.
turnout. So. Awesome.
All right.
Looks so cool.
Well, once again, we were here live with color. With. Sorry, I was doing so well. With Gabbi and with Brett. Thank you both so much.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Very much for having us here. We have had a wonderful time.
Thank
Now,
you.
tell everybody where they can find you online.
Okay, so you guys can all follow me at Be Gabulous after you're following Celeb Luxury,
Yes.
of course.
I will just throw in really quickly, the Celeb Luxury Instagram is mostly user-generated content. You go on that page, you're getting the exact results. All of the formulas are right there at your disposal.
And let me tell you, Beauty Launchpad, we go to Celeb Luxuries page also to find great content. So make sure you're
And then
posting
yes,
there
you
too.
can find me at Caffeinated Colorist, because the love for coffee goes deep.
Thank you.
Thanks
you
so much, guys.
Look at how sweaty I was.
Okay.
Look how sweaty I was.
Turn off my mic.